At their last meeting, the Mono supervisors officially hired a new finance director, heard more comments on June Mountain, and voted to spend more money on fish. Inyo County's auditor-controller Leslie Chapman was there when the Mono board considered a contract to hire her as finance director, and they voted to approve a 2-year contract. A full year will pay Chapman $139,000 in salary and around $75,000 in benefits. Officials did point out that this salary is actually $20,000 less than former finance director Brian Muir's pay. And with the opening of fishing season upon us, the board considered the purchase of additional trout stocking by Inland Agriculture Group, and they did vote in favor of spending around $19,000 from the Fish Enhancement Funds. And once again, you can check out our website, sierrawave.net, for information on where fish are being planted by Inland Agriculture. And at the end of the Mono board meeting, about a half-dozen people offered additional comments on the June Mountain situation. Of course, anticipating that it will open. It's been closed for more than a year. And Carl Williams of Mammoth Mountain listened in the audience. Comments have consistently ranged from insistence that Mammoth Mountain reopen June to the additional need for major improvements. Last week, ski area CEO Rusty Gregory had laid out his plan to reopen June Mountain this summer and prepare it for the winter. He also described an aggressive plan to add a snowmaking operation and a new Chair 1. Well, the major improvements will take a couple of years, and in the meantime, June Lake people want to see improvements. Gregory had talked about a lot of internal upgrades, including the ski area parking lot, which is pitted with big potholes. Supervisor Tim Alpers said he will now review comments made by the public and put together recommendations to the Board of Supervisors on how to help the June Mountain situation. Alpers said he wants to push forward the concept of an Eastern Sierra recreation area, including both Mammoth and June Mountains, with potential from Mono County on some help with marketing, public works, or planning. And back in the city of Bishop, the issue of a prayer before the city council meeting came up again Monday night. Based on a new court decision, City Attorney Peter Tracy offered a new set of invocation guidelines, and the council did approve them. Earlier, the City Council had adopted prayer guidelines that discourage the mention of any particular deity or religious figure. That policy had come about after a Hindu man from out of the area requested to deliver the invocation in Bishop. His request triggered legal concerns. A number of Bishop pastors objected to the policy, though, which was adopted. They said it prohibited them from referring to Jesus Christ, and they felt that was unacceptable. Well, since that policy, a major court decision filed in Lancaster was issued by the court, and that decision allowed greater freedom for pastors' prayers. The new guidelines describe a process of allowing local religious leaders to basically take turns delivering prayers. The policy also says neither the city council nor the city clerk shall engage in any prior inquiry, review of, or involvement in the content of any prayer to be offered by an invocational speaker. The policy also says it is not intended to affiliate the city council with any faith or religious denomination, but will encourage respect for the diversity of religious groups and faiths in Bishop. Councilman Keith Glidewell, who has suggested that perhaps there should not be a prayer at all before the meeting, asked the issue come back to a future agenda for discussion. Well, he's the Bear Man about town, star of the Bear Whisperer series on Animal Planet, and a lot of people's neighbor. Steve Searles has a big job once the bears wake up, which is right now. He watches them, names them, knows where they are, and uses a number of methods to keep bears and people at a safe distance. A reporter from the New Hampshire Concord Monitor recently found Searles fascinating, and he wrote a story which was posted online Sunday. Reporter Marty Bosch visited Mammoth Lakes, and since New Hampshire has its share of black bears, he thought it would make for a good story to get to know Steve Searles, who gave the reporter all the important details for how to keep people and animals living in the same space. Searles told him about viewing the bears at a safe distance with binoculars or a camera zoom lens. And the main message, don't feed the bears. You can check out the article by going to our website and clicking on the website link. And when the Mammoth Town Council last met, they recognized several people, one of whom was Kathy Copeland, who heads up Disabled Sports Eastern Sierra. Mayor Matthew Lehman invited Copeland and her crew to the front of the room. Lehman said all of the volunteer groups in Mammoth are special, but Disabled Sports, he said, needed recognition. He said the group makes it possible for many wounded warriors to enjoy sports. The mayor said all those who joined Copeland at the front of the room had participated in the recent 38th Springtacular event. The mayor said our community needs to be really proud of Kathy Copeland and what the group does. This is what makes us a community, he said. Copeland graciously accepted, but made sure to say that it's everybody here, she said, who makes it all happen. And we'll be right back with Earth Day and the weather.